A changing landscape that could affect tens of thousands of students here in Duval County. We are talking about more than 24 schools in the county that could either close or be consolidated, according to a new proposal to close a $1.4 billion budget gap in the district. Now, again, this potentially touches every community here in Duval and basically eliminates small neighborhood schools. Duval County Chairman Darryl Willie joins us this morning to unpack this proposal. And Darryl, you know, the school board has some very difficult decisions to make that ultimately will not be popular ones.
We do. At the end of the day, we as a board, it's our job. It's our job to look every single year at how we create and push the most resources to our kids. And the way that we do that is we look across to see where our efficiencies are. And that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Yeah, so let's talk about this budget gap, because 5 years ago, you know, Dr. Diana Green came out with a bold new plan for DCPS. That was the superintendent at the time. Now, just 5 short years later, this plan, much thicker, 86 pages, a blueprint for tomorrow, and it is completely different because the money that was coming in at that time just is not matching what was planned as far as the budget.
Yeah, and what I'll say about this bold plan was voted on by the board that Dr. Green had. At this point, we've made no votes. The board has not made any decisions. Even Dr. Krisnar has not pushed us a recommendation. What we did was we actually asked the consultant to come up with any and every possibility to make sure we can create the most resources for our schools. So that's what you see, and that's what the community sees right now. But there's a changing landscape of education.
And let's talk about that. What has changed just in those 5 short years?
Number one, COVID. COVID changed everything for our schools. So COVID created an opportunity that created more choice. Charters were already coming into the landscape. Those increased. You had voucher programs now that have come in, virtual options, homeschool options. So we've lost about 30,000 students over, if you look at the past 10 years or so. So with 30,000 students, we have to look at what does that mean for administrative overhead? What does that mean for cost of being able, for facility overhead? And we have to do what we can to make sure we rid some of that.
And I think something, you know, viewers have to understand is the money follows the student.
It does.
So if you lose a student from a school or from the district, that money comes directly from that school, and it's not replaced by anything. So those operational costs don't change, but the dollars coming in do. So the last meeting, you had a huge turnout from the Beaches community because of schools on the chopping block. So I want to see some of the schools that are feeding into Fletcher County that were talked about. So you have several of them that could potentially close. You had others who could be consolidated. You know, one example that brought in a lot of passion, Atlantic Beach Elementary School, you know, the mayor was there, which you said is rare at a school board meeting, but she really called that school the heart and soul of the community. So there's a lot of passion behind these neighborhood schools.
So once again, the consultant came up with something. He doesn't understand the beaches and any of the neighborhoods really. So what we did was we said, hey, come up with everything. And that's what you saw. So I appreciate the passion from the Beaches School. And I hope to see that same passion from all of our neighborhood schools, because at the end of the day, they are the heartbeat. But we know that. But we also want to make sure if we have low enrollment and we have resources. For example, if you have a small school, you may not be able to have a full-time art teacher or PE teacher. So some of these students aren't getting the same exact education as others. So that's our job, to make sure whatever school that you pick as a family, you're going to get those same options.
Right. I do want, you know, something so parents can think about it, because honestly, you can look at your school in your neighborhood. What is the population, and does it kind of fit in? At least with this proposal, does it fit in that kind of equation? So I want to pull up a graphic that does take a look at the numbers. So if a school has fewer than these numbers, so 800 for an elementary school, 1,500 for a K through 8, 1,200 for a middle school, 2,400 for a high school, you guys are going to have to discuss this, because bottom line is the dollars, again, coming in don't match what it takes to operate those schools. So those schools potentially pull more money than they bring in.
That's a great graphic. And those are optimal sizes. That doesn't mean that if your school is below 800, it's going to close down, but we have to look at where we can make up some of those dollars if not. So if you have a school that is at 900 for an elementary school or so, and then you have a school that's at 400, some of that means something's got to average out. So you're looking at averages when you come to that, but it is important to know. And I know folks love their small, intimate schools. And we would be irresponsible if we didn't actually look at everything. Doesn't mean we're going to make all those decisions, but we have to look at that, because at the end of the day, we have a certain amount of money that we're working with that we want to push into schools.
And you had talked about future money, and it doesn't look like that income is going to grow with the changing landscape of the county.
Not in the way that we would want it to, not to be able to make up that gap. But you also have to look at the history of all of our schools in Duval County. we have a lot of schools. And a lot of that goes all the way back into history where some students, black students and white students, couldn't always go to school together. So you see neighborhoods that have multiple schools in that environment. And this has been a long time coming. And it's one of those things where we have to take a step back, not only look at how we consolidate or close, but also how we make sure we maintain the history, how we pay homage to the folks whose names are on those buildings. We've had families come out whose names are on schools and they're like, what are you going to do? So we're actually looking at policy to figure that out too. So we know this is a big conversation, and it has many facets.
And I want to talk, because when you and I talked, you said no decision is going to be made without the community.
No, not at all.
So what should people expect over the next coming months?
Right. So I'm surprised it took this long for folks to react. We actually had this conversation back in middle of March. And we said, hey, let's show us everything. We had that conversation. The district has kind of looked at the same consulting plan. The principal's got a chance to look at it. We're going to make some more, have some more conversations. And then we're going to go out to the community. Once we have a plan that's a little bit more sort of, I guess, baked a bit, we'll go back to the community and have conversations just like we did with the bold plan. And even after that, that community conversation will come back to the board, and then the board will make that ultimate decision. But we're not seeing anything. We're not going to have any decisions made this summer, so no changes will happen next year. Yeah. So the only change that we did make was last Tuesday, and that was tough as well. We had to consolidate R.V. Daniels and R.O. Brown.
But you listened, the community came out and said, wait,
Precisely.
We are not ready for this. And so you postponed that a year.
Yep.
And so I would say, as parents, this is a time to get engaged.
Yes.
It's 86 pages, but it's a good read.
It
Go through this and understand what could happen, and then get engaged at these school board meetings so that your voices can be heard.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in and breaking this down for us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.